And I said, you know what? No, I don't want to rent a house. I want y'all to come to my house.
Accidentally making the
And they did. And by far, that was one of the most realest episode of MTV Cribs history. Hey, yo, what's happening, people? It's your boy Blaze here, back to you with another one here for Venomous Reactions. And today, we're gonna be taking a look at an interesting video. And this is MTV Cribs was extremely fake. Here's the evidence. I ain't gonna hold you. MTV Cribs was like one of those shows you love to watch on MTV every time it popped up, whether it's regular MTV or MTV2, whatever. But we all know the Cribs they were showcasing, it was a little bit under false advertisement, with the exception of a few. Redman's episode was one of them. Like, he kept it a buck. Like, this is how I'm living, no chaser, no extravagant house or whatnot, whatever. This is me. And I gotta give props to Redman for that, man, because he kept it a buck. And he did not care how he was gonna be judged. Like, that was him. So we're gonna take a look into what made MTV Cribs extremely fake. Should be intriguing. So without further ado, let's get into it.
50 cents Ferraris, they were rented. Robbie Williams' castle home, it belonged to someone else. MTV Cribs wasn't exactly legit.
And we said that was my house.
Oh, that wasn't your house?
No, it's all lies.
And nothing shows this better than the episode with Ja Rule. He flexed his 5-bedroom mansion on Star Island in Miami, where he talked about living beside other famous celebrities. The house was so familiar that Ja Rule named each area, calling his courtyard the Open Paradise, which was patrolled by his guard dog Cookie. It was shown in the intro that the property was a rental, but this was assumed to be on a long-term basis, given he knew almost everything about the mansion. However, as it turns out, Ja Rule's house on Cribs was actually a 4-day rental, which was exposed in the most embarrassing way, by lawsuit. Ja Rule paid $46,000 for the 4-day lease, promising the mansion's owner it'd be used as a private home for 8 adults with no video shoots and no loud parties. Well, Ja Rule broke all 3 conditions, shooting his MTV episode whilst having a party with over 600 people. In the process, holes were punched in the walls, furniture.
That'll do it. That will do it. Because if you're going to rent a property, there's certain guidelines you have to follow. Ja Rule did not care. Like, he violated all types of woo. Yeah, that was a lot. I mean, from holes being punched into the wall and having a party that hosted about 600 people. Yeah, that's one way to get a lawsuit. But wow, that was embarrassing.
And doors were damaged, the driveway somehow cracked, while condoms and syringes were left throughout the house. As a result, Ja Rule and MTV were sued for $1 million, but at least it looked like a house that Ja Rule would live in, as the Yin Yang Twins' crib was laughably out of character. The Atlanta gangster rapping duo opened the door revealing the most suburban house, filled with fish tanks, sailing boats, and sea-related artwork.
We waving like the sea. We decorated this ourselves.
That mansion was definitely decorated by some old white people, not the yin yang.
Man, please, they did not decorate that shit. Not at all. Cause nothing in that house screams Yin Yang Twins. I'm sorry. The fallacies is coming out in full circle. How tragic.
Twins.
This is clearly just a random old white guy's house that likes to fish and likes boats.
Basically, yes.
That even argue over where they bought appliances and had to improvise names for each of the fish. You can tell the Yin Yang Twins have never been in that house. seemed they at least owned the vehicles at the end, as the cars displayed by Bow Wow were rented for the show. He was just 18 years old during his first Cribs appearance, but despite having starred in some high-profile movies, it seemed unrealistic that he could afford a 6-bedroom mansion and a fleet of luxury cars. With his name airbrushed above his bed, it seemed as though Bow Wow at least owned the house, although the luxury vehicles were a little more suspicious, because 2 years later he'd go on the show again, during which a viewer made an observation. We had MTV Cribs running in the background and watched 21-year-old Bow Wow show off his bachelor pad in Miami, along with his pimped out Bentley, Lamborghini and Cadillac Escalade. But then we noticed the word Prestige at the bottom of all 3 cars and decided to Google Prestige Rental Cars Miami, and what do you know, there it was. Prestige was the name of the company that Bow Wow rented the cars from, which was likely encouraged by the show, as Birdman also used the service during his appearance. Regardless, people found on Bow Wow stating, "Ha ha ha, I wonder if he rented the condo too," which by looking at his life was also highly likely. For example, he'd post his Ferrari to his Instagram, writing, "Take the drop top to the night spot, keep the California in California. We went hard tonight, Grammy weekend," which was then reposted by a car rental company who accidentally exposed our good friend Bow Wow pulling up to the Grammys with our Ferrari California. 1 year later,
Damn, that's low-key petty. to have the company repost the same photo as you did. Like, our good friend Bow Wow pulling up in our Ferrari California. Damn. That is cold, but it's not unheard of. I mean, you always hear about celebrities like renting out these vehicles or places just to put up a front, so to speak. Like they live in this absolute lavish life. But lo and behold, that is not the case at all. But damn, this is the most pettiest shit ever.
Later, it was exposed for flexing a rented Hollywood mansion, but the worst example was in 2017, when he'd post this to his Instagram.
That is notorious.
He showed the private jet he was taking to his concerts. Yet the very same day, this Snapchat went viral. So this guy Lil Bow Wow is on my flight to NY, but on Instagram he posted a picture of a private jet caption traveling to NY today, shaking my head. Turns out Bow Wow's picture of his private jet had been taken from a limo company's website, prompting people to dig even deeper, discovering he'd done this on more than one occasion. It seems his MTV Cribs episode led to years and years of faking luxury, but as mentioned in Bow Wow's expose, 50 Cent had done a similar thing. 50 Cent's episode was the definition of excess. He showed his 19-bedroom, 35-bathroom mansion, which included a squash court, movie theater, recording studio, and its very own nightclub. Equally impressive was his car collection, which included 4 different rare collectible Ferraris, leading him to state,
I know you didn't see these before when you was watching Cribs because everybody ain't got these.
Yet it seems 50 Cent didn't have them either. Each Ferrari had little numbers on their windshields, leading to a forum post reading, "If you notice the small white numbers in the top left-hand corner of the windshields on the F50 and Enzo, those are the numbers of the cars that were in the Hartford Concorso parade, which was confirmed when the user posted these photos." Another forum member added, "It's pretty obvious that they aren't his, because it's a known fact that there's only one yellow Enzo in CT, which was owned by a pretty well-known hedge fund manager."
Youch.
Well, someone else...
Youch. I mean, it goes without saying, like, yeah, there's only one of a kind of those type of vehicles, and it wasn't owned by 50 Cent. But damn, that mansion though with 19 bedrooms, a squash court, a home theater, and a nightclub inside the mansion. Oh my god. If that does not scream 50 Cent, that is access to the core. Like, bro, that is 5 much.
then officially confirmed. The Ferraris are unfortunately not 50 cents. He invited my friend over to his house for this, and my friend let him use his cars for the episode, and they were filming some music videos that day as well. The Enzo F50 and 599 all belong to one owner. When 50 Cent later filed for bankruptcy, he'd admit the cars were rented. He'd instead pay off debts by selling his mansion, therefore joining the likes of JoJo, who admitted to doing MTV Cribs while she was actually homeless. JoJo showed MTV through her Cape Cod vacation home, where she supposedly loved spending her summers. It was therefore a little weird that she'd invite her extended family, but she'd reveal the reason for this exactly 10 years later. JoJo was asked about the episode in a Huffington Post interview, to which she'd respond it was so ridiculous. The thing is, we didn't have a home at that point. My mum and I were living out of suitcases and were mostly in hotels. So that was actually my uncle's house on the Cape. That wasn't my house, that wasn't my stuff. I should have balled hard and been like, welcome to my crib, look at how luxurious it is, and I should have rented out a place. But no, I just used my uncle's crib. JoJo further clarified.
She was honest about
So we
it.
went to the Cape, which I've like never been to the Cape. I like never go to the Cape. And we said that that was my house.
Oh, that wasn't your house?
No, that was not my house. We brought in some like items that I had. It's all lies.
Should also answer the question.
Make it look like
Why
it was
even bother
hers.
doing the episode then?
For the exposure. Oh, okay.
But no episode was
that
faker
makes
than
sense.
the one by Robbie Williams. He showed MTV his massive British castle, talking about the spots where he'd been snapped by paparazzi. He then shows his group of friends before making a joke.
I don't really know these people, but what I do is I actually phone rent-a-friend.
But apparently he'd also phoned Rent-A-Castle. You see, the building was so big that
Rent-A-Castle.
people recognized it as the famous St. Catherine's Court, which was owned by someone else completely, Jane Seymour. She had no idea that Robbie ever went there, or that he'd hired a fake butler to help out with the shoot. It wouldn't be until 17 years later that Robbie finally admitted, we didn't let Jane know that I was gonna pretend it was my house. And because I was like 23 and full of spunk, I didn't even consider other people's thoughts or feelings. So I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to Jane Seymour, but
Yeah, at least he apologized to her. Like, you know, we didn't let her know that we was gonna be using her place to film the whole MTV Cribs extravaganza. But damn, the fact that you rented out a fake butler and pretty much rented a few friends to help portray the fact that, you know, it's popping at Robbie's place. But wow. Oh man. I don't know what to say about celebrities nowadays.
it might not have even been Robbie Williams' fault, because Redman explained in a DJ Vlad interview that MTV tried to get him to rent a house for Cribs.
They wanted me to rent a house, so I could open the big double doors and shit like, yo, look at my shit, you know.
With MTV
this is how I
trying to
live
choose
and
the
whatnot.
home themselves.
The first thing they said was, all right, we got a couple of houses picked out for you. Wow. And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, Redman simply refused,
And I said, you know what? Nah, I don't want to rent a house. I want y'all to come to my house.
accidentally making the
And they did. And by far, that was one of the most realest episode of MTV Cribs history. It's hilarious, but you gotta give it to Redman for keeping it G, cause yo, most of these celebrities be out here faking the funk like they live in this extravagant life, like they have this extravagant place out by the waterfront and whatnot, or this big ass brownstone or castles and whatnot. No, Redman's like, no, you gonna see me in my natural habitat. I don't care how jacked up it is, you gonna see it, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. And you can't help but to give me my respect. Put some respect on my name for keeping it real with y'all. Cause nah, I'm not about to be out here faking the funk. Like, no. Why would I do that to myself? So I could get caught up like all these other people that's out here faking the funk for MTV Cribs? Like, no. Hell to the fuck no. Oh, this is hilarious.
show's most relatable episode. He brought MTV Cribs to his 2-bedroom apartment where he ironed his shirts on the floor and flexed his frozen fish fillets. Redman's recording studio was just a messy bedroom, whilst the rest of his house was in such disarray you could barely notice his cousin sleeping on the ground. He concludes the episode stating, "Next time y'all need to find me, just rub these 2 wires for the doorbell."
Don't worry about the screen too. You know it's still good.
The realest episode of MTV Cribs. Redman.
Facts. Oh, facts. That was the realest episode ever. And the ending shot, like, you know what? Next time y'all want to find me, just rub these 2 wires together. I'll come down and swoop y'all up, and y'all can come on up. And don't worry about the screen too. Because this is normal. This is normal. Oh my God. That's why Redman is one of the realest ever. Cause he is not about to be out here faking the funk for the public. Like, people are gonna see him in his natural habitat, in his own comfort zone. He's not gonna be out here like, perpetrating the front. But man, the fallacies that was in MTV Cribs is insane. But not shocking, cause people want to showcase pretty much how they're living, and like JoJo, there's gonna be some people that's gonna be out there for the exposure, and 9 times out of 10, it pays off until you get hit with videos like this, pointing out every single fallacy that's out there, from the rental property to the rented cars. And honestly, we could tell off bat some of these celebrities that was in this compilation, it was not their personality. It wasn't. Especially with the Yin Yang twins. Like, bro, ain't no way they decorated that house. Ain't no fucking way. But yo, man, let me know what y'all thoughts are about this one, man. And was Redman's episode the realest episode of MTV Cribs ever? Let the comment section happen. And as always, thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this one. And don't forget to tell your peoples across the globe. Come kick it with your boys just one good solid time. And you already know what to do next, my peoples. Follow your boy on social media right over yonder. And this is your boy Blaze here saying y'all this, and I will see y'all in the next video. And I'm out.